Well, welcome to another very impromptu night, right? Of
Yeah.
Emery's Thunder Run Live. Jenna and I just found out about 15 seconds ago that Peter is not going to be able to join us because of a poor signal where he's located. So Jenna and I are going to chat about this past week. And since I've been the one that's primarily talked with Peter, I'll kind of fill you in and let you know that one, he surpassed the 1,000-mile mark this week.
Wow.
Amazing.
Crazy.
He had some physical things going on, various things with his calf and his quad, but the support and encouragement and prayers of so many people, he had a really strong finish on the last day. So that was very exciting. And I know that you may not have heard much from Peter this week because, again, cell signal and Wi-Fi was limited, but he does have, he has been journaling. So I look forward to him sharing some of that with us. That will be really, really good. And so we've got a new crew coming in. Many of you may have seen the pictures of Fred, Davina, and Lydia that have been with him for the last 2 weeks. So they did an amazing job.
You're an awesome team. So.
Yes. And I did just get word that they drove straight through from Colorado and they're actually back here in Wisconsin now. They just got home within the last hour. So a new support crew has arrived. So Amy and Dave are there with Peter now, and they're going to be putting their brilliant minds together to come up with a route plan for this coming week for segment 7. It was supposed to be a straight shot from Glenwood Springs into Denver. That's not happening, thanks to the Grizzly Creek fire.
I was going to say, are they now on the other side? Are they still on the side they have to get around the fire?
They're on the east side of the fire. So they're actually quite a bit east of where the fire is located. But I was told that there's pretty heavy smoke in the area where they're at right now. So it's just hard to say what this is going to mean, what it's going to look like for his route. Peter is adamant that he is going to run every single mile between the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. So he will find a way.
Safely.
Yeah. Yes. So stay tuned. Hopefully he'll have better service, this coming week, and he'll be able to update live with everybody. It really means a lot to him when people send notes of encouragement on posts and stuff, which he does get to see, just not when he necessarily wants to. So
I'll tag him a lot. Like, did you see this? Did you see this? That way I know for sure he sees all your guys' comments and gets all the love that we're sending his way.
Yeah.
Now, is he going through the mountains this week?
Yes, he is running through the Rocky Mountains. And we've learned there's not too many ways to get through the Rocky Mountains, at least with a truck following him. So it will be interesting. They'll come up with something and we'll update people each day, like kind of where he's at. And so that'll be good. And there's something else. Oh, I was going to share something else and I can't recall what it was, but if I think of it, I will. But he's still, every time I talk to him, he's still very positive. Oh, I remember what I was going to share quick. So our guest tonight that you're going to be talking with, he got to meet Zoe's family. Zoe is the sweet, I don't know. She's sweet and just so smart and sassy. And so we'll get to meet her tonight. And he got to meet her at the start because they live in the San Diego area. So that was really
so cool
special for him.
It just makes it so much more special getting to meet the families that he's running for.
Definitely. And I think there's some families that want to come out and cheer him on, like as he gets closer to Denver too. So that'll be that'll be really neat.
Yeah.
I don't think I have much more to update since Peter's not here to speak for himself, but I just personally want to thank everybody. And I know Jenna's going to talk about our fundraising and stuff, but there's people I'm learning after the fact, that are supporting the run financially, and people that I know that I'm not able to like directly thank because I see it. Well, I can thank them, but we so appreciate everyone's financial support of the run and the cause. It's really, it's why we're doing this, to raise money and awareness.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I appreciate every one of you that makes a donation, no matter how large or small. And I know I speak for Peter too. So I think that's all from me. Next week we go live. I'll be with Peter again. So I am going to be in Denver Saturday through Monday next week.
All right. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get a good update from him next week. And hopefully he'll be able to send some more videos if he's able to get them sent our way. That way you all can actually see him and see where he's at and kind of get a little more insight to how he's feeling. Yeah. It's just cell service and no Wi-Fi and makes it hard, but he's out there.
He is. He is out there.
Hopefully he's resting today.
Yeah, trying. He had almost a 5-hour drive to move the camper to get in place for this week's route because of the fire. He had to go really far around, but he did it. He's just like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
So, well, I'm going to say goodnight, Jenna, and everybody, and let Jenna take over. And then I look forward to hearing you talk with Zoe's mom.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
All right. I think the only thing I was going to update or just tell y'all about, we're just going to do a quick recap on all the warriors and angels we honored last week. We had quite a few of them. And I got to say, their families, I can tell how much it means to their families that Peter is like taking the time each day to honor their child or remember their child. And I see all the parents sharing and commenting and donating and having their friends and family donate. So that is just amazing. And it's like we're just all coming together, all of us cancer mamas and daddies and grandparents and aunts and uncles, and we're all just coming together and trying to make a difference for our children battling cancer. And it's just really cool seeing how everybody's been coming together each week and sharing, and it's just pretty exciting to see. And I got to say thanks again for everybody who has shared and commented and donated, and just please keep supporting us and supporting Peter as he runs a crazy amount of miles each week. And like Robin said, he's running through the mountains this week, so I'm sure it's going to be some tough times. So please keep sending the love his way. And now I'm going to go ahead and introduce Sheena. Sheena is Zoe's mom. Zoe is the child we are honoring in segment 7. Here we are. Hi, Sheena.
Everybody. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm just going to ask you if you wouldn't mind just telling Zoe's story, and you can do it in as much or as little detail. I know I know a lot of stories, with kids, they've gone through so much. So, yeah, just tell us what you'd like to tell us about Zoe's story and where she's at now.
Sure. So I think that to start with Zoe's journey, I think it's important to kind of explain a little bit. So Zoe has always been, even before her cancer diagnosis, a special needs child. Mm-hmm. And she's had a diagnosis of intellectual disability, apraxia of speech, which is a neurological motor planning disorder, as well as ADHD. So those had already impacted her. But what started happening with Zoe was towards the end of 2017, she was just having relentless leg pains that wouldn't go away, and they were progressively getting worse. And one day she woke up and she had a really bad, the leg pains had resulted in her not being able to walk. So I took her
Right.
in. They did an x-ray, couldn't find anything. They took labs. We had about a dozen doctor's appointments before she finally was diagnosed.
Wow.
And what ended up happening was one day we went in for another appointment because of the leg pains, and her primary pediatrician was not in the office. It was a sub, and that pediatrician put in a referral for us to go to a pediatric rheumatologist. And it was actually the rheumatologist who felt the tumor immediately. And that day we were admitted. The next day they told us they found a massive tumor. And within days, we knew it was neuroblastoma. So that's kind of how we started our journey. It was pretty scary. She was super sick. She had lost so much weight. You just don't really notice how much weight they lose when you see them every day. So she had lost a ton of weight, and at one point the doctor had told us, you know what, you almost lost her. It was that serious. So she went through 6 cycles of chemo, and she had 2 stem cell transplants. She did pretty well for the most part. I mean, all things considered, it is chemo.
Right.
And the stem cell transplants they took her a while to recover from. She had 20 days of radiation, I believe it was 20. We fought for proton because they told us that with all of the pelvis involvement of the tumor placement, that it would guarantee that she would never be able to have kids if we did photon. And they said proton was a little more, we'd had better odds, even though with the stem cell, they say that they sterile from that. So I fought for that and was happy that we were able to get it. And then she went through immunotherapy, and she did have some issues with the immunotherapy cycle. She ended up in the ICU once. It was a code blue.
Oh my.
But she went through it, and she finished treatment on her 8th birthday in 2019. So June 30th of 2019, we had a big party. Zoe's half Mexican, so in our family, in my husband's family, they have a quinceañera for girls when they turn 15. And I said, you know what, this is such an accomplishment. And because 50% of our kids relapse, I wanted to take that opportunity to have something for her. So we had a big party, like a quinceañera, and it was amazing. And here we are, just a year or so out of treatment, and she's striving and doing well. So we're just very blessed. And you know, it's not something you take for granted. There's so many kids relapsing, and it's horrific. So, I mean, that's kind of what we went through.
Yeah, it's like something that never is away from your mind, right? It's always.
I'll tell you, Friday night, she got bit by some mosquitoes, and she's developed some kind of allergy to mosquito bites, I guess, because she has like palm-sized swollen areas where she got bit. And I'm like, is that related to the immunotherapy? It's an overactive immune system. There's always things, and it's like it's your life. Before, maybe you wouldn't have thought it was that big of a deal, but now everything's a big deal. You're scared of everything, so you're traumatized.
And yeah, I'm sure every little thing makes you think, oh, this is something that I should be worried about. And hopefully it'll always just be, normal-ish kid stuff. I know with treatments, what do they expect for side effects? Do they?
Oh, yeah. So most of our kids as you're aware, but maybe some people who are listening on are not, the protocol that stage 4 neuroblastoma kids get is one of the hardest treatments that they give to kids. I know that other cancers have longer treatments, but the type of chemo they receive and the strength of the chemo is not as strong in relation to what neuroblastoma kids get. So they say most of our kids, and I don't even know what the percentages are, I don't know if you know, will not be able to have kids. I've heard about, I'm on some of these survivor pages, and they talk about, they start to go through puberty at a very young age, and then they kind of go through menopause. instead of going through for little girls having menstrual cycles and stuff like that. So they suffer. They suffer. Zoe had radiation directly to her spine, so it was about 3/4 of her spine. And because the type of radiation and how strong it was, she won't grow. That part of her spine will never grow again. So she's going to be an adult with a very small torso and long legs. She's going to be very short in stature, obviously. And they just have a ton of lifelong side effects. Some of them get cancer. I've read things that they live past their 30s. Some of them have strokes. There's just a lot of things that can happen to them as adults, and it's because of the treatments. I went to a conference last year, and I heard about a man, he was in his 50s, that had neuroblastoma as an infant, and he received the exact same chemo protocol 50 years ago that they gave to my daughter in 2018. So talk about lack of new medicine to
everything. Lack of funding, lack of research, lack of new treatments. I mean, that's exactly why we're doing this run, is for new treatments that don't damage their bodies. I mean, geez. Zoe just turned 9, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, was she 6 or 7 when she was diagnosed?
6. She was diagnosed at 6 years old.
Right.
So it was a couple months before she turned 7. And that's old.
Yeah.
For a neuroblastoma kid.
Right.
So I just don't, sometimes I wonder, did she really have it that whole time? And then, this is another thing. So we always had issues with Zoe, like I discussed before with her, she has behavioral issues and things like that related to disabilities. But she had been seen by a geneticist, and I had never taken her, I had never requested that they do the genetic testing because I didn't want to put her through getting an IV or having to draw blood. But when they admitted her in the hospital, before I even knew it was cancer, I mean, talk about how naive I was. I had no idea. Everybody was, it's apparent now looking back that they knew what was going on, and I was like oblivious. But anyways, I said, hey, can you do this testing and the genetic testing? So they ran the testing, and when it came back, she did have what they say is like less than 10% of people have a genetic mutation. She had it, and that genetic mutation is a predisposition to neuroblastoma. So it's just very ironic. She has a neurological motor planning disorder. Neuroblastoma originates from neuroblasts, that are primitive cells from your brain. So it's just very weird. And there's just so much with science that we don't know because of the lack of funding.
Right. So much they don't know. I can remember asking my doctor questions, and they just feel like, we don't know because the research just isn't there. Yeah.
Exactly. And they say that the genetic cases are rare. Maybe they are, but they're not giving genetic testing to any of these kids. How do they know?
Right.
Just because mine, I was pushed to do the genetic testing, or not pushed, but I requested to do it because I have a child that has, issues. But that doesn't mean that healthy kids can't have genetic things going on. So I don't know. And maybe there'll be more answers if we know what the genetic relationships are. But maybe that's like in our many years from now, but we'll find out.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's just so much, like so many unknowns, so many questions that we don't have answers to. We asked the same thing. We had Emory test. Well, they tested her tumors, I believe, to see if it was anything that was from us. Like the one test they have, they said, that could tell us, if it was like familiar, like from us, me and my husband. And they told us it wasn't. But that's like literally the one test they have. And you think about all the different, like even like types of cancers and even neuroblastoma is so unique in every single kid. So it's just, they just have so much, and it kind of makes you scared for we've had other children since, and like even now I still I check him all the time, and they tell us that with Emory that it was just horrible bad luck, like that'll never happen again, but you're still worried. I still get scared every time he has anything. I'm like, oh no, maybe we should have him scanned just to make sure. But
Absolutely.
I just try to be like, no, he's okay. He's okay.
I can totally relate to that. Even with my other kids, I'm the same.
Yeah.
My one son's getting headaches. I'm like, do I need to take him in and have an MRI? Like, I'm so paranoid about everything. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just scary. There's just too many unknowns for, I mean, this is 2020. They should be able to tell us so much more than they do, but when you only get 4% of funding and
that's shared among all childhood cancer types. It's not like all of that's going to neuroblastoma.
Right.
It's going to all of them.
How is Zoe now? How long will she need to be scanned?
So Zoe is a year, this past June, she was 1 year out of treatment. So she needs to continue getting scans for another 4 years till she's officially considered done in remission.
I see you peeking. Hi, Zoe.
Say hi.
I'm saying hi to you. Hey, Zoe, can you tell us what your favorite thing to do is?
What's your favorite thing to do? I think I know.
What is it?
Watch
TikTok videos.
You do TikTok
she loves
videos?
dancing and making TikTok videos. Oh wait, they can't see you.
Ooh, I am not good at those. You're gonna have to like show me how to do it.
Yeah, but where is your house at?
Her house is kind of far away, so if we do it, we'll have to do it on a video chat. How about that?
No.
Unless we go visit. Maybe one of us will have to visit one of these days.
Yeah. That's pretty good. You're way better than me. I can't do it. I'm not good at it. Let's see. Do you still love JoJo? Is that still a favorite? No?
Sure.
Can you
see? Let's do it a bit more.
Oh, it is JoJo, huh? I still see you have bows in your hair, so you must still like bows.
Oh, yeah.
It is regular bows, not JoJo ones.
Not
JoJo bows, but yes, they're regular bows.
Let's see. What do you have a favorite subject in school?
What's your favorite thing to do in school?
Play.
Play. Well, all right. Yes. That's pretty fun. So like recess, do you guys have recess? Is that what you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you haven't been in school for a while, right?
I know. A long time.
Yeah, because it's cold.
Corona, she said.
Corona, yeah. If you had to pick, what's your favorite color now?
Green.
Green.
That's a cool color. I like it. Anything else that you like to do? Do you like to do slime?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
For sure, she says.
Do you like to do makeup? Yeah. What about your nails? Do you do your nails? Yeah. That's pretty
all
cool.
that girly stuff.
All that girly stuff.
Always.
Always, she says.
Well, that's pretty awesome, Zoe. You're a cool kid.
Thank you.
Did you?
And I love your hair. It's growing back so fast.
Yeah, see that?
Oh my goodness.
My hair off again.
No, we're not shaving that hair off again. It's taken too long to grow back.
I know. You got to keep that hair. It's so pretty.
We're so proud of this little bit of growth right here.
Ugly.
No, it's not.
It is.
But you got bows now. How are you going to have bows if you don't have your hair?
Then why?
Oh, goodness, girl. Oh, someone else says, hi, Zoe. They must have met you in Dana Point when you met Peter.
Say hi, nice to meet you again. Or nice to see you.
Did you guys get to meet Colin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has and his family.
Yeah. They're really sweet, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you met a bunch of other people there too. And Peter.
Yes.
Do you think you could run 3,000 miles?
I know I can't.
No, me neither. I couldn't do it.
That's
I'm glad
amazing.
he's doing it.
I can't believe he's already ran 1,000 miles.
I know. I know, it's crazy. He is dedicated. I mean, like 100% committed to running, like Robin said, like every step. They've even, like, because of the fires, they've had to like go up and run some sections sooner, and then he backtracks and still runs like everything. He's so committed. Jojo. But yeah, so anything else, Sheena, you want to tell everybody, or Zoe, anything you want to tell everybody?
Just thanks to everybody who's donating. Just keep on sharing, get the word out. We just want to get to our goals and get as much money as we can for these families and these kids. We need it. We need it.
From Disney.
Kids are dying every day. And it's not okay, and we need to do something about it. And this is a great cause.
Yes, dying, relapsing, or progressing. It's just every day. I think I come across, I follow a lot of kids, a lot of pages, and it just seems constant. And yeah, it's just not okay. It's like
not.
I said, 2020. It's time. It's way past time. Like I said, when Emery is diagnosed, they gave her 40 to 50% chance, and that's still what it is now when kids are diagnosed. And I mean, it's 4 years ago when she was diagnosed, but that's just crazy.
It's not okay.
It's not. So
It's okay.
I'm hoping we raise every penny of that 200,000. I'm hoping we go over it. I mean, it's not every day that somebody is running across the country. So.
Exactly. So share. If you know people in the media, let's get the media word out there in all these different states. We can come together as a community and make this happen. This is what we need to do.
Yes, that's exactly. We need the media. We need people talking about it. And yeah, the donations keep coming in, and they have been. So it's really incredible. I'm seeing the support. But if we could get a little more media, we're starting to. Colorado's been a little better, and we've gotten some here, in Missouri, where I'm from. So hopefully we'll just keep getting that media involved and spread as much awareness as we can.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. This was so cool to get to meet you in a sense.
Yes, it's my pleasure. And thank you so much for honoring my daughter Zoe this week. We're so excited, and we are just in awe with everything that your organization is doing for our kids. Thank you so much for all your support over the years. It's been a blessing. And
of course,
to do whatever we can to help and assist with this.
Yeah, you guys have been great. I mean, being at the beginning with Peter, I know that meant a lot to him, and sharing and asking. I know you've been asking people to donate and share, and that means a lot. And we'll be sharing more about Zoe this week, since this is Zoe's segment. And yeah, just see how this week goes. And I'm just really happy I got to talk to you guys today.
You too.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. Bye, Zoe. All right. So that was, like I said, that was Sheena Figueroa and Zoe. Zoe is the kid we're honoring in segment 7. So that's the one that starts tomorrow. We are going to be sharing more about Zoe, and we'll share some more pictures, share a little more about her story, and just please, if you guys keep sharing, if anyone has any contact, I mean anything, even if you think, oh, that's too small, it really isn't. Any contact with papers, newspapers, radio stations, of course, the news, TV, anything like that. We really need to really start now. I feel like getting the media talking, and I mean, it's not every day that somebody runs across the country for childhood cancer. Like, it's just not every day. So I'm hoping we can really spread a lot of awareness and like I said, reach every penny of that 200,000. And I think we will, as long as, like, you guys have been so supportive. So thank you all so much. Everybody who shares, comments, tells their friends and families, donates, no matter how big or how small, we are just so appreciative. So thank you guys all for joining. And like I said, we'll be sharing more this week. Hopefully Peter will have better cell service. So hopefully he'll get to So maybe join in more and send more videos of him talking so you guys can hear directly from him. But if not, I'll just keep updating for him. And hopefully this week goes well as he runs across the mountains. And if you guys have any questions, of course, you can message us at any time. And we'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And thank you to all our sponsors. We definitely have some big sponsors, the Kit family. They're our coast to coast. They're our only coast to coast to run sponsors. So really big thank you to them. And then Max Motors and all our other organizations that come together and really tried to make this run successful. Yes. And to our crew this week and to the crew from the last 2 weeks. Like Robin said, our last 2 week of crew was amazing. So thank you guys so much. And I think that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining and listening to Zoe's story. And we will for sure be back next week. And next week, I am pretty positive Izzy's family will join us. That's one of the kids we're honoring next week. So definitely tune in next week to hear all about Izzy. And hope you all have a good night. Bye.